morning everyone. I have just jumped back in the car. It's 10:30. I've been awake since about 6 o'clock today. I will chat about it more when I get home, but basically I just came out of a hypnotherapy session. I'll chat to you more about the reasons why I went to hypnotherapy when I get home, but it's something that I used to do a lot when I was younger and it used to help me out a lot, and I have realised recently that I needed to go back. So I've just gone and seen the lady that I went to when I was younger. So I'm in Guildford at the moment and I'm about to drive home. Hopefully I don't get back too late, but once I'm home I'll explain everything, because I think it's actually quite interesting and probably just quite good to talk about these things, because I would have never thought of going to hypnotherapy if nobody suggested it to me when I was younger. Hey guys, I just got home and got showered and changed and all that jazz, so I thought I would sit down and I will talk to you a little bit about this hypnotherapy thing, because I actually think it's quite interesting. I kind of feel like I don't want to ramble, but then I also think that it would be quite helpful for some people, so let's have a little chat. I'm not really sure where to start, so I will try and tell the story and then just cut out the random bits that are unnecessary. So hopefully this isn't too long, but this vlog will probably be mostly me talking. So if you don't like talking ones, this one's probs not for you. So basically around year 11 time, which I think you're like, what, 15, 16, I started getting really ill. Like every day whenever I ate food, I would get ill. No matter what it was that I was eating, I would just throw up, or the other thing, we don't need to talk about that part, but like the point is, whenever I ate food I would just get so ill. So I began becoming like really scared of food, and I got like an unhealthy relationship with food. It just terrified me, and I know that's so bizarre because you need food, but it just, when you are constantly sick every time you eat, your mind kind of gets into this pattern that it thinks that that's a bad thing and you don't need it. So I started not eating. I wasn't starving myself, but I would only eat after school, so I wouldn't eat from like the following night, and then I wouldn't eat breakfast, I wouldn't eat lunch, and then when I got home from school I would eat dinner, because if I ate dinner and then got sick, which I did every single day, I at least was at home when I got sick. And then it started like playing on my mind a lot, and I'm talking really quick so I'm running out of breath, but like it started playing on my mind a lot every single day, and I just became very down and very upset and very anxious, because I was convinced that every time I put any type of food in my body I would be sick, because that's what happened. That like went on for a year or so. I lost a ton of weight. I didn't have I don't know if it was an eating disorder. I was gonna say it wasn't, but I probably think if you're scared of food, maybe it is. I don't know if there's a specific word for that. But it wasn't because I didn't like food or didn't enjoy food. It was just because after every single day you eat food and you throw up, you just don't like food anymore. Like, why would you? Anyway, that happened for like a year. And then when I started sixth form, every single day when I would walk to school, I would have a massive panic attack. I'd never ever experienced them before, and I would just run home. Like, it was as simple as that. I didn't go to school. I was going in and out of hospital, and I was doing allergy tests, and that's when they found out that I was allergic to like 20 foods. So no wonder everything I ate was making me ill, because I was allergic to gluten, dairy, soya, nuts, red meat, onions, citric fruit. I can't remember what else. So once I found out what my allergies were, I cut them out and I stopped getting ill when I was eating. But the damage was already done, because it was in my mind that I had this relationship with food that it made me ill. Even though I knew I was eating food that I wasn't allergic to, my mind was still scared of food. I've lost my place a little bit, but even though I knew what my allergies were and I had cut out all the food that I was allergic to, I was still getting ill, because mentally I was afraid of food. I stopped going out, I stopped going to parties, I stopped seeing my friends. I literally was a recluse. I didn't go to school for like 9 months. I think it was like a whole school year. And I just did my schoolwork from home because literally whenever I left the house, my mind would convince my stomach that there was something in there that it didn't want, and then I'd puke. So it was really dangerous, and it was a really crappy time. Literally. It was just like it was a rubbish time, but that is actually when I started YouTube. If you go back to my first ever covers, I am like a scrawny little mouse because I wasn't taking in any nutrients, I wasn't taking in any food. I eventually got back to school, but only for like the classes that I needed, and that was like twice a week. It probably went on for like 4 years. After all that, somebody recommended that I went to have hypnotherapy. I'd had things like acupuncture, I'd had I'd gone to nutritionalists, I'd gone to the doctors, I'd done everything. I did this weird thing where they like push parts of your feet. I literally tried everything. And then when somebody said hypnotherapy, I was like, I'm not really sure if I think that will work. And I personally didn't want to go. I had got so fed up of telling countless doctors the exact same thing and nobody being able to fix it, and then I was just bored of it. I just didn't care anymore. We drove up to this lady's house and I sat in her hypnotherapy chair and I don't remember a thing. And it is the weirdest experience to say that because I was conscious, I was awake, but I don't remember a single thing apart from the fact that I told her that my stomach was angry and purple. I don't even remember that, that's just what she told me. And then after I left her house, we drove home and I never got sick after that. I mean, occasionally I would because I would accidentally eat something I was allergic to, but my anxiety, my panic attacks, everything just stopped, and it was the weirdest experience ever. Not weird because she was weird, she was absolutely lovely, but it was just so weird that I don't know what she did. She must have just decluttered things in my subconscious brain that you just can't control when yourself. I don't know, like my words aren't making sense, but like she just uncrossed the wires, and it was just so weird. After that, I was fine. Like I started putting on weight again, I started eating food, I started seeing my friends. It was just amazing. The reason I went today though is because in the past year they've come back. I don't know why. I think I had a few like episodes where I convinced myself that I was going to get poorly, and then I got poorly, and then the wires crossed again, and it's just like a vicious circle. So basically I went back to the exact same lady that I saw when I was 18. She remembered everything about me, and then I was there for like an hour and a half today. I don't know if it will have worked as well. I don't know if, like, how you can't tell until like you actually live a few days. I just think it's so interesting. And I think it's important that you guys know that YouTubers don't have this like perfect life, and I don't tell you every time I have an allergic reaction and I just won't vlog those days. And it happens a lot. It probably happens like twice a week. But yeah, so I think that it was important that I told you, and I also know that if I just randomly slipped it into a vlog that I went to hypnotherapy, there would be tons of questions, and I just thought, I've got nothing to hide. Like anxiety, stress, panic attacks, they're all so normal, and it's just our brains are so confusing, and sometimes you just need a little helping hand. But that is all that I have to say really about that matter, apart from if you have anxiety, don't worry about it. It's so normal and nothing to worry about. And if you haven't tried hypnotherapy before, I do suggest doing it. I guess it depends on the person you go to, or like even how receptive you are to it. I think everyone's probably different, but it worked wonders for me the first time. So yes, that's all I have to say about that. I'm gonna go get the food shopping now. So okay, bye. I have just collected the food shopping, dropped it back inside, did a tiny little bit of work on a secret project. You're gonna find out about that in like 2 weeks, and I'm so excited. And now I'm about to go and get my hair cut because the ends are splitting and I don't want to get it cut, but I'm just going to get a trim because they say if you trim your hair it grows back quicker because it stops breaking. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it seems to make sense, and I haven't had it cut since June or something, so I feel like I should just have a quick trim. So I'm going to go over to Tony & Guy now and get that done. Hopefully it doesn't look too short because it's finally growing, but oh well, has to be done. We are about to go to bed. I just got back from the hairdressers, but I've just tied my hair up, so I'll show you it in the morning. It doesn't look that different, it's just a little trim. But I'll chat to you guys in the morning. I hope you liked today's video, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, love you.